In 1847, rail travel was in use, but science was not as such. For example, Ignaz Semmelweis discovered puerperal fever, a disease that's responsible for the death of women during childbirth. It's quite an infectious disease. So a lot of women die during childbirth because of this disease, and science is just very modern, but someone worked out that you could greatly reduce the deaths if doctors simply just wash their hands before the operations. That's what I'm saying. That's where we're at 1847. They just worked out that if you wash your hands, it prevents a lot of disease. The great apes had no link to humans yet. No one had come out with any theories along that. They were working on it. Charles Darwin was probably a bit, shall we say, afraid to come out with some of the theories that he had, and along with a lot of naturalists believed, modern day religion and science weren't going to take on the fact that people had evolved from apes, basically. Henry Guilford was being laughed at for trying to fly and say that everybody will be flying around in aeroplanes within 100 years and travelling around in the air. So people are laughing at him. People don't believe in the great apes theory. Doctors don't know that they should be washing their hands and not smoking cigarettes during surgery. That's actually true. So trains are actually ready though. So that's the point where we're at. That's what I'm trying to say. Things are still being discovered, but this is the point where we're at this time. Trains are ready, and they're made in Lancashire, and Lancashire pioneered the railways, the L&Y Railway, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. Interestingly enough, Leeds and Manchester are Yorkshire and Lancashire. Manchester is Lancashire. It was once part of the House of Lancaster. So, previously, Manchester and Leeds Railway, that's until July the 9th, 1847. January the 1st, 1922, London North Western took over this line. But then they were all made public property when the government took over them, and by the Bank of England actually bought them, and we ran them. Darwin now finally says humans are apes, so that's a joke. I'm saying we're going forwards because we're trying to get into the 1900s. I've got steam trains, okay, the electric line is flying along here. Steam trains would have been puffing along here obviously at one point, but you'd be surprised at how quick these were electrified and diesel powered, etc, etc. The steam train lugging along, yeah, they went on for years and years and years all around Manchester, but this line here was always pioneered as an electric system from the 1913 sort of time. I think it's 1921 where the whole system goes electrified, which is very early, I think. That's 100 years ago. 100 years ago, yeah, let's say that. This line was electrified like it is today. Anyway, iron rails and sleepers we'll find here. There's also an old wall and a lake. That shows that industry in this area was booming. It was being made locally here, it was being pioneered locally here, it was being invented locally here. It was responsible for changing the world, basically. At that time, everybody's changed the world at some point, everywhere around the world, but the Industrial Revolution powered and supplied itself from this area. Like I say, half of the ground underneath us is probably not even there anymore because it dug it all away and used it to make fires to fuel the economy, literally. So it powered itself, but that's the secret to its success. It doesn't need any suppliers. and it's creating everything it needs. Even the railways, its own railway sleepers, which are buried here underneath us, were actually made here in the Black Ironworks. I think it's called Black Mill, or Black Road Mills. That's up towards Ainsworth, between Ainsworth and Radcliffe. So electricity comes along, Metrolink is still electrified, we can hear, thanks to Edison, because microphones were also invented on electricity and recording of sound. That's how we can hear me and the trains, and I can film everything because the technology has been invented along the way. You can now fit it into something as small as a smartphone or a little camera. All these things were pioneered though during the Industrial Revolution, America and England, but it's here. You know what I mean? A lot of it's going on here. I know it's blowing our own trumpet, but it's Manchester, it's Lancashire. We're inventing a lot of things and creating it because of the necessity, and the money's here. That's the main reason for everything, is that all the money is being earned in the north of England, east and west. (1913) along this system also will link up to the rest of the main line, the old Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway Company. It also links to Liverpool. It's the original Stevenson line is part of it. It's getting a bit windy, getting spits and spots of rain, but there is a storm over the North Atlantic today. I've been pretty lucky, I suppose. Anyway, a little bit more of Wall. Seen the bridge, but there's a bridge missing here. You would see that would cross over the canal. The canal goes very narrow at this point. Move into the Coney Green area. You see the second bridge that carries water over the canal as part of a guyt system. There's evidence of that, it says something about water on the other side of the iron bridge. So that's a guyt also feeding a lot of the other half of the mills in this area. So we got Williams Guyt and this guyt, which comes all the way up from Whitehead Lodges, but that's another story, else we'll be here all night. We really would be here all night. That carries water, right? Not people, not trains. There's 2 train lines. We'll just see the other and third crossing here. The canal once again goes thin, suggesting it's old, possibly stone, and it's trying to carry like a 90-ton iron train, so it has to be quite short, the space it's crossing. If you think about it, a 90-ton train without the water, yeah, so you fill it with water, then you put coal in it, and then you put carriages on it, and then you put in cargo and people on it. These things weigh like 400 tons. And these things have to be held up by bridges, so you didn't even know the proper science laws. They do some, but a lot of this is just, well, they understand it through the masons and the builders and what they call the navvies at the time. They built the infrastructure basically by their understanding of stonework and the strength of individual things and how to build, you know, the strongest structures you could with what you had. It wasn't based on, you know, getting the maths right like it is now in computers. Anyway, yeah, a lot of things failed. A lot of bridges were built early on, and the wind came along and they took off like aeroplane wings. You know what I mean? There was all sorts of problems. So yeah, it'd be better if we had physics, then we started building things, but here we are. So the wall is now part of a dock area. It ends here, the canal. So this is another section of canal, as I said before, is ending, because I'm going to follow the railway now, which splits off. One goes up towards the north, south, east and west. Basically it spreads out in all them directions as far as it can. So the railway loops over to the outward viaduct, so we're going to shoot straight across to the outward viaduct. The line no longer exists, so the viaduct does. We're going to film the Irwell and a bit of the line. There's a colliery up there, outward colliery, and it goes to Ringley Road Station. So there you go, and we'll see the colliery, I hate that word, the coal mining facility, the coal mining facility, and we'll see the Guide Channel from the coal mining facility. It's my accent, can't say colliery. I try my hardest, but it slows me down a lot. We can motion forward towards science now. Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, we've explained a little bit about Newton. We're going to get to Phillips Park, Preston Lee. There's a double canal system, that's all coming soon. Clifton Aqueduct, motorway we're going to explain, we're actually going to not ignore it. The old railway viaduct, the old pumping station, Fletcher's Canal, and the Manchester Bury Bolton Canal will finally end that and enter the town centre. We're then going to leave the town centre via the Rochdale Canal. I'm going to go back up that way. Don't forget, horses are the oldest form of transport, that we know of, and people are still riding them today. Excuse me. Yeah, I want to get onto things like X-rays and somewhat the first scientist, a male, who got hold of Marie Curie's work said X-rays must be a hoax, something that is nothing but is powerful enough to destroy a city or kill cancer, poppycock. And that's an actual quote from a scientist. She was completely right, by the way. She discovered radioactivity, of course, in iridium, which is a new element, or was a new element at the time. Elements, there's something like 127 elements that we know of. Earth, air, wind, fire, water, all them ones, they're not actually elements, none of them. So there you go. Oxygen that's air, isn't it? But that's it. That's the closest you'll get. Whatever make up fire is, which I think pretty much everything can make up fire. Fire is made by, it's a free radical, of course, but doesn't actually burn. The air heats up around it. So I believe we're quite high up at this point as well. I love things like this. I'm on a new place, in a new area. Hopefully I'm about to reach Phillips Park Hall. I've started explaining trains. I'm still on Guides and canals. Industrial revolution, of course, prevalent everywhere in this area. Greater Manchester, that is. And the journey just continues and continues. I'm still finding things I've never seen in my life before, which I can investigate further at home on the way I do. So I started to think I was running out of places to go and material, and we've only scratched the surface. Manchester, UK. Brief video of time. Stephen Goddard.